So here a pair of Air Max 180s, and 2024 seems to be the year of the Air Max 180, and this is in the Concord colorway, and this was made famous by Michael Jordan back in '92, I believe, during the Olympics. And so for that reason, they're a cool trainer for me anyway. I tend to like Air Max 180s anyways, so I had a pair when I was young, back in 91, 92, and then also I managed to get a pair of the Ultramarines more recently when they released in 2024. This is a running shoe made by Nike, and it has a 180-degree airbag unit in the heel, and this is the main sort of selling point of the sneaker. And so before that, it was just a standard Air Max unit that was enclosed within the midsole, whilst this one kind of pretty much sort of wraps underneath of the sole as well, and is like a pretty much a big air unit. And I believe this is the big bubble size as well, so slightly bigger than what you'd got back in 91. And this is one of those trainers that was designed by Tinker Hatfield, so I'm a major fan of his work, and this one's no different. And I think the Air Max 180 is one of the better Air Max silhouettes in my opinion. So with the details, this comes in a Concord Summit White and Metallic Gold, so you can sort of see that on here. The Concord is almost like a royal blue type colourway really. I thought it was going to be more purple, but seeing it underneath the light, this looks more like a royal blue. This looks more like a Concord colour. It's going towards the purple end, but the rest of the sneaker has more of a sort of blue, royal blue vibe to it in my opinion. And then obviously the gold swoosh, and on the back of the heel you have the gold Nike Air on the back as well. And these have a polyurethane cup soles from what I believe, and like I said earlier, this has the Air Max unit in there, which is the 180 Air Max. And it's made up of all sort of mesh and synthetic upper material, so you're not going to get anything premium here. Like I said, because it was meant as a running shoe, it was meant to be sort of very lightweight on foot, and that's the main reason for the choosing of this type of materials. And the price for these was £135. So with the comfort and sizing, this is on the medium to firm side, I think, and I find them sort of comfortable, but don't expect sort of give or softness. It's not going to be the same as sort of today's sort of trainers really, but if you're after something more on the sort of firmer side, this kind of sort of feels similar to, I suppose, any sort of 990 V2, I guess, or even a V3 going towards that end. And but I find them, extremely comfortable. I've been wearing my Ultramarine pair, and I really love wearing them. And basically the trainer, it's one of those ones where as you're walking, the medium and firmness, it kind of sort of softens after a while and feels sort of nicer on foot. And I really like the comfort on these in general, and it's quite sort of a neutral comfort at the end of the day. Like I said, you're not going to get plushness, but I kind of like that, and you get more feedback from whilst you're walking as well, which I also like. And I suppose the only other thing that I will say is the heel is sort of slightly elevated because of this Air Max unit, and you might feel a bit of tension sort of in the forefoot. I haven't felt that, but I've been wearing them sort of 2 or 3 hours at a time, so I think if you're wearing them all day, you might get a bit of sort of tiredness from just basically being slightly sitting further up. I recommend going true to size on these, but because I have a wide foot, I tend to go up half size in mesh runners, and this is no exception, so I kind of like the extra bit of space and room. It just sort of saves me from having to sort of have sort of discomfort really straight at the get-go. And I would say the sole isn't that great for wet conditions nowadays, because it's like this waffle pattern, and the back doesn't really have too much grip on it. I would say, wouldn't really be using these for sort of running now, but they're fine for sort of walking around in the summertime. So with the look and style, I like the OG colour blocking. This is another one of those that's sort of released back in sort of 91, 92, and I do like the way the trainer looks as well. And it's a trainer for spring summertime. The predominantly being sort of this white colour, it does get dirty quite quickly, and my Ultramarine pair has got a few marks on it here and there, but at the end of the day, I personally won't be wearing these autumn winter. And I think they're a good sort of casual wear. They've got that kind of sporty vibe to them, especially with this one because it's got that sort of gold on there as well. I do feel it's more on the sort of sportier side, so I'll be really wearing them smart casual. And in terms of laces, it comes with sort of white laces, but you could also go like a sail cream colour as well, because the upper, even though this is sort of more on the sort of white side, they say Summit White, which is going towards more on the cream side, so you could probably put one of those in. Also gold and purple, sort of Concord colour would work. So with the final thoughts, I do like the OG colour blocking. I'm a big fan of the way these trainers look, and you know, to me the ultramarine is always going to be number one, but this is also a nice colourway. And you know, I'm a big fan of the 180 Air Max unit. I think it's quite sort of unique and different, and just a very cool look in my opinion. Cons, I think comfort. For some people may not like that kind of, I suppose, feedback of having that sort of firmness on foot. I kind of like that, and when you're sort of walking around, you know, you feel like your foot's kind of more kind of on a sort of neutral walking stance rather than sort of being cushioned all the time, which can also be, you know, you can kind of get sort of tired from having too much softness on feet. And I would say the materials, obviously this was made, you know, as a runner back in the day, so the materials are lightweight, but don't expect anything sort of too premium. So with the ratings, give the look and style, I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. It's all subjective really. I think for me the ultramarine pair is a lot nicer. I think for me what throws it off is the gold swoosh and the gold Nike Air. But I still really love the pair. It's just, for me, it's not going up against, you know, the ultramarine pair, and I think that one is just a lot nicer in my opinion. But and the comfort, I'm going to give it a 4. I don't think it's bad. I won't give it a 3. It's just fine. You know, if you're going to sort of wear them pretty much all day, you'll be good to go as well. And the quality, I'm going to give that a 4. I think, again, it's not using sort of premium materials, but it seems to be sort of crafted well. My only other issue with these Air Max 180s is, as soon as I put them on feet and you've got the tongue, then sometimes you get a bit of warping around here. So just that's to be expected when you put them on feet, but it seems to go away once you've kind of taken them off. And the pricing, I think, is a 5. Because £135, I don't think they're charging too much, because at the end of the day, they're charging the same amount as an Air Max 1. And I feel like this has got probably more newer sort of tech, I guess. Not that new, but at the same time, I feel like the pricing is worth it, because these don't release that often, I think, as well. And overall, I give the score a 4 out of 5. I think it's a very nice sneaker, and you know, you could sort of swap between the ultramarine pair and this pair, and you know, give one of the others like a 5 out of 5. But if I'm putting them against the OG ultramarine pair, then that for me sort of wins it out, and I prefer, you know, that particular colour blocking, and it's probably just more of the sort of purist in me. But it's still a very solid sneaker in my opinion. I do like the colourway still.